Oh, baby, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. It's I-55 as we got the Stars Motorsports presented by 3D Racing League coming right up here. It's the UMP Modifieds live in this one. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. You came here for a show. Well, here you go. These drivers are about to close out practice. We're about to get ready for a little bit of qualifying and then right into our heat race action. Don't go anywhere. It's just about to get underway. Yo, Scotty! Mr. Dobbs. Scott Dobbs coming in, smashing that like on the stream. What is good, Scott? Scott coming in, showing the love. What is good, my boy? What is good, homie? How in the heck are you, my boy? Hopefully you're ready for this one tonight. Hopefully you're ready for this one tonight, my boy. Woo! Oh! Oh! Let's get it. Actually, looks like we are going to jump right into heat race action. No qualifying. No qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! That's what we like to see right there. That's what we like to see right there. Jump straight into it, right into the action. Right into this first heat race of the evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as these drivers get lined up here on the front stretch, we're going to get ready here for our first heat race of the evening. Starting on the pole in the 74 ride, that is Tyler.
Let's go!
Hamrick. To his outside in the 45 ride, that is Michael Massey. Starting on the inside, row number 2 in the 777 ride, that is Jesse Ingram. And to his outside in the, I want to say it is the, not the 10 ride. I don't know, where is Michael Massey going? Looks like Massey's going to the back of the pack, and he's going to mess everything up here on this starting lineup. Jesse Ingram's going to start down on the inside here of the front row.
Let's
now.
go!
The 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney starting there in position number 4. It's the 39 ride of Donald Ingram. Actually, Craig Bristol starting in 4th. And we see the 63 ride of Clifford Driscoll. Donald Ingram to his outside in the 45 ride of Michael Massey. Now starting at the back of the pack in that 7th position as we're going to get ready here for our first heat race of the evening. Yo, Sebastian Vroom Vroom, my boy. What is good, Sebastian? Charles, 3D Racing coming in, showing the love as we are Green Flag Racing here from I-55. It's Peevely, Missouri. Federated Auto Parts Raceway, and already we're side by side at the front of the field trying to go 3 wide as here comes Wesley Gwaltney. Gwaltney down on the bottom side here. He's going to jump up and slide in front of the 74 as Tyler Hamrick slides back. Jesse Ingram out in front leading lap number 1, but it didn't take long for that Exiled Esports number 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney to quickly jump up there and try to take that top spot away as here comes the Premier Racing number 81 ride. As Gwaltney now out in front by himself, trying to stretch out his lead. Clifford Driscoll in that 3D Racing ride right there into 3rd now, as he's made his move around the 10 ride of Donald Ingram and that 74 Tyler Hamrick. As Hamrick unfortunately sliding back, and you see Craig Bristol unfortunately parked down pit side, so a tough break there for the 39 ride of Craig Bristol as he's parked down in the infield. Jesse Ingram trying to hold on to position number 2 here as Clifford Driscoll works to his back bumper as Driscoll right there in position number 3. Donald Ingram there in 4th. Tyler Hamrick there in 5th. Michael Massey and Craig Bristol bringing up the rear of the field here. Wesley Gwaltney out in front, but he's not running away with this one as here comes Jesse Ingram. Ingram down to the bottom side here looking for a hole down low, trying to find something around the bottom side of this racetrack, trying to find his way around that number 81 ride. Out in front, getting the white flag. It's the 81 machine of Wesley Gwaltney as Gwaltney heads down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4 all by himself here. He's going to pick up heat race win number 1. Ingram, Driscoll, Donald Ingram, Tyler Hamrick, and everybody else rounding up the field. Is this league open or open to new drivers? I'm not sure, Shane. I'm not 100% sure. You'd probably have to get a hold of either Scott Dobbs or you'd have to get a hold of Scott Schroyer. You get a hold of like Scott Schroyer, Rick Gibson, one of those guys, or Scott Dobbs. They might be able to hook you up or get you in there, my boy. They'd be the guys to talk to. As we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. As heat race number 2 lining up here on the front stretch, we're going to get ready for our starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the 515 machine, that is Chris Cox. To his outside in the 3D Racing 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy. Starting on the inside of row number 2 is the 3D Racing ride. That is the 14B machine of Brian Wax. And to his outside in the 30 ride, that is Dustin Lehman.
Let's go!
Starting on the inside of row number 3, supposed to be the 29 ride of Scott Dobbs. Into his outside in the Premier Racing setups, number 111 or 011, that is Joey Reeder. We got 5 drivers taking the green flag here for heat race number 2, with Scott Dobbs unfortunately missing the start of this one. So a tough break there for Scotty Dobbs as he misses the start here for this first heat or second heat race of the evening. We're gonna get ready to rock and roll here for our second heat race of the night. Yo, Shane Yates coming in with that like on the stream. Colton Manich coming in with that heart reaction. What is good, Colton? Colton coming in showing that love as well. What is good, homie? How you doing? As we're gonna get ready to go green flag racing here in heat race number 2. Chris Cox and Warren Samoy are gonna lead us down here for our green flag in heat race number 2. We're going to turn the volume up just a little bit there in that one, as we're going to see that green flag fly out in the air here in this one. Quickly, it's the 515 machine of Chris Cox out in front, but he's got the 14B of Brian Wax right there on his back bumper. Wax slides up to the middle of the racetrack. You can see that 30 right of Dustin Lehman trying to get some big runs way up there on the high side. It's the 515 just snugging it down there on the long side of the racetrack. Warren Samoy trying to catch up to him. Here comes Brian Wax with a big run up on the high side, looking to try to get to the outside here of that 515 ride. There's a bunch of these 3D Racing rides trying to get around the 515 machine as they're almost 3 wide right there behind them. 515 out in front. Here comes Joey Reeder trying to be the leader as Joey Reeder in this 011 ride quickly poking his nose down to the inside, trying to take position number 2 away from Warren Samoy. Is Samoy going to slide back now to position number 3?
Let's go!
Still up there on that high side though, looking for some big runs here in that House of Speed number 77 ride as the Premier Racing 011 machine of Joey Reeder up into position number 2 as they continue to battle. That's allowed the 515 rider Chris Cox to pull away more and more and more as Chris Cox is out in front all by himself, trying to pick up heat race win number 2 on the evening. Yo, Brett, what is good, Brett? Brett coming in cheering on the 3D Racing crew, coming in cheering on 3D, as right now they're trying to hunt down this 515 ride of Chris Cox, as we're going to see that white flag fly here in heat race number 2. Chris Cox down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. It's all Chris Cox here in this one as he picks up heat race win number 2. Joey Reeder, Warren Samoy, Dustin Lehman, Brian Wax, and Scott Dobbs rounding out the field there in heat race number 2 as we're going to get ready here for a quick little warm-up session. These drivers are going to get tuned up, readied up, and ready to rock and roll here for our A-Main feature event, our first A-Main feature event here of the evening, as we got back-to-back races here tonight. We got the UMP modifieds and then the super late models right afterwards, as things are just starting to pick up, just starting to heat up here in Peevely, Missouri, here at I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Colton coming in, best broadcaster in the business. Let's go, my boy. That's what I like to hear, homie. That's what I like to hear. Coming in, showing the love. What is good, my boy? How you doing? How you doing, Colton? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. Man, these things are definitely a handful to drive, man. These UMPs are a lot different than most of the other cars on the sim here. These things are a little bit strange, and some drivers have an issue with them. Some drivers really get the hang of them quickly. I really like these. These are probably one of my probably one of my favorites. Besides like the 358s and the big blocks, I'd say these UMP modifieds are like probably my second favorite car on the sim. These things are an absolute blast. They're a handful. They're a bit of an animal, but if you can get them set up and hooked up right, then you can be very, very quick, very fast in them, and they're a ton of fun to drive. Ton of fun to drive. Jaron says hands down, coming in, showing the love as well. Alex E coming in with that like on the stream. Jaron coming in with that heart reaction. Greg Dill coming in with that like on the stream as well. Let's go, baby. Jay says, good luck, Dad. Number 63, Clifford Driscoll. Oh my gosh, Clifford looked pretty good there in heat race number 1. Clifford is going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think, here throughout this one. I think Clifford's going to be up towards the front of the field before long, and that 63 machine is going to be looking very, very nice up towards the front of the field. All right, chat, we're going to get ready here for our A-main feature event here in just a few more moments. So we're going to get primed up, we're going to get readied up and ready to go here for this A-main feature event in just a few more moments, as we're about 30 seconds away from setting these drivers loose and getting some green flag action underway. I do believe we got 40 laps of racing action here. 40 laps of non-stop battles around the racetrack, and man, we're looking forward to this one, as these guys always put on such a great show for us night after night after night. These guys put on the best racing action. These UMP modifieds are about to get ready to go to battle. Oh, Craig Michael Deacon, what is good, my boy? What is good, Craig? Let's go, showstopper. I don't think there's a showstopper in this one.
Let's go.
No showstopper, no Jamie Massey out here in this one, my boy. As we're going to get these drivers lined up, stacked up, and ready to go here for heat race, or actually our A-main feature event. It's the Stars Motorsports presented by 3D Racing League, here with the UMP Modifieds live from Peevely, Missouri. It's I-55, Better Rated Auto Parts Raceway, as we're going to get ready here for our starting lineup, starting on the pole in this one. In the 011, it's the premier racing ride of Joey Reeder. To his outside, in the 777, it's the top secret 777 ride of Jesse Ingram. Starting on the inside of row number 2 in the 515, that is Chris Cox. Into his outside, it's the Premier Racing Exiled Esports number 81 of Wesley Gwaltney. Starting on the inside of row number 3, in position number 5 is the 3D Racing House of Speed number 63, that is Clifford Driscoll. Into his outside, his teammate in the 77, it's the 3D machine, the 77 rider Warren Samoy. Starting on the inside of row number 4 in the 10 ride, it's the top secret number 10 of Donald Ingram. Into his outside in the 30 ride, that is Dustin Lehman. Starting on the inside of row number 5 in the 74, that is Tyler Hamrick. Into his outside in the 3D Racing House of Speed B14, that is Brian Wax. Bringing up the final row, we see the 45 ride of Michael Massey and the 39 of Greg Bristol. No Scott Dobbs, as we're going to get ready to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation, as we're quickly green flag racing here from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Quickly, the green flag in the air here, and it's all Joey Reeder, as Reeder is our leader early on in this one. Wesley Gwaltney quickly in the 81 ride, working himself up into position number 2, and he's trying to track down that Premier Racing setup teammate in that 011 ride right in front of him, as the caution flag flies for the first time here on the evening. Looks like Donald Ingram in the 10 ride in the top secret machine, unfortunately going to go around here, as we'll take a look back and see what happens, as Looks like he's going to get a little bit loose, slides up the racetrack, and unfortunately, Brian Wax just gets into his back bumper there. Lifts up those rear tires just ever so slightly, breaks the traction, and around goes the 10 of Donald Ingram. That little bit of contact, just enough to knock that car around and loose there, as that was a tough one. Caution wasn't Dobbs. That's a bonus. 100%. 100%. Unfortunately, I don't even see Scott on the racetrack, so looked like he loaded in for the practice and then had to dip or something. So unfortunately, no Scott Dobbs out here either in this one. He is in the race. He is registered. He could jump in at any time, but right now he hasn't made it out there. So a tough break there for that 29 ride of Scott Dobbs. As we're going to get ready to stack them back up, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. I'm not sure what's going on here as they're 3 wide right there in the middle. I think a little bit of contact. Upside down goes Jesse Ingram. I'm not sure what was going on here on the restart, but we'll stack them back up and re-rack them here as I don't even know what was happening there. That was a very interesting one right there. As we'll take a look and see what happens here. I don't even know where we want to start there. I guess probably with the 77 ride, but I don't know. So they were like 3 wide before we even came back to take this green flag here, Chad. I don't know what was going on here. Obviously, there was some sort of a dispute on who was supposed to be where or what they were supposed to line up as, or if the 515 was supposed to be up on the outside, but it's kind of all piled in there. Unfortunately for the 30 ride of Dustin Lehman, he gets collected as well. The 777 ride goes upside down. Goes for a little bit of a ride there as we're going to go stack them back up and get ready here to go back to green flag racing, as I think these boys might have destroyed the server here just a little bit. I don't know what's going on here now. So it looks like we got them stacked back up, ready to go back to green flag racing this time, as Joey Reeder is our leader. Wesley Gwaltney in position number 2. 515 of Chris Cox. Then we see Clifford Driscoll, Donald Ingram there in the 10 ride, Brian Wax, Craig Bristol, Tyler Hamrick, Michael Massey, Jesse Ingram, Warren Samoy, Dustin Lehman rounding out our field here in this one, as the lights are still on our official iRacing pace car. Looks like we're going to get everyone lined up where they need to be. Everything's going to get back to where it's supposed to be, and okay. Dobbs gives the sim to Cliff for the UMP. Okay, I get you. Okay, I think these drivers have it figured out now. I think they had to go re-catch back up with the back of this iRacing pace truck here real quick as they line back up behind them. We're going to stack them back up and get ready to go back to green flag racing here. There's a little bit of confusion there. A quick couple caution flags, and looks like we're going to get things figured back out. Looks like the lights are going to come back on that official iRacing pace truck. We're going to get ready to just make sure that everyone's in the correct position, make sure everyone is ready to rock and roll here in this one. All right, the lights are turned off that official iRacing pace truck, and that means we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Joey Reeder, Wesley Gwaltney, Chris Cox, and Clifford Driscoll bringing up the first 2 rows as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, as Joey Reeder is our leader. Sees that green flag here once again and quickly puts that pedal to the metal as he pulls away from the rest of the field. Quickly, Wesley Gwaltney going to jump right up through the middle side of the racetrack here as you see the 63 rider Clifford Driscoll way up there on the high side, but here comes Chris Cox. Cox has that thing hooked up down around the bottom side of the racetrack as he's on to the inside of the 81 ride, as the caution flag is going to fly as they were about to go 3 wide for the top spot here in this one. Looks like Greg Bristol, Dustin Lehman, Jesse Ingram all coming together here in this one to bring out yet again our 3rd caution flag of the evening. 39 ride Right through the middle, gets into the 74, gets washed up the racetrack, unfortunately. Spins that 77 right around, and the 39 goes right in front of Dustin Lehman. Nowhere to go there for Dustin to go, as just trying to work his way up here on the high side, trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field, and then the 39 just comes right across his nose. Oh, nowhere to go there. The 30 right at Dustin Lehman, that was a tough one right there, as we'll get him stacked back up, ready to go back to green flag racing, and we're going to get ready to go back to action. Yo, Brandon, what is good, my boy? Brandon coming in, showing the love. Brandon, I don't want to murder your name again, my boy. Mastrzewiski? Brandon Mastrzewiski? I think I'm Mastrzewiski? I don't know, I'm probably fucking murdering it again,
Let's
my
go.
boy. I know I'm probably murdering it again. I know I am. What is good, my boy, coming in, showing the love once again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that gosh heckin' subscribe button over there on the YouTube channel, as we got them stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing as the pace truck makes the left-hand turn. We're gonna go back to green flag racing here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway, and out in front, it's Joey Reeder once again. Quickly, Reeder jumping up to the middle side of the racetrack, right through the slick stuff, trying to keep on rolling, but here comes that 81 ride once again. Wesley Waltney reeling him in right to his back bumper. Had to check up there as they almost came together. That's going to open up the bottom side now for the 515 of Chris Cox, as Cox looking down low, trying to take position number 2 away here from Wesley Waltney. And now he's trying to reel in that 0-1-1 of Joey Reeder. Reeder just trying to hang on here, as he's got a lot of hungry drivers nipping at his back bumper here, trying to figure out a way to get up and around that 0-1-1 ride. And here comes Wesley Waltney up on the high side. Waltney way up there, right in that Clifford Driscoll line, and he's using these big high side momentum runs as he looks to the outside, a little bit of contact down low, as he's going to be a new race leader. It's the 81 ride of Wesley Waltney now out in front. Wesley Waltney taking the lead away here from his Premier Racing setup teammate here. Unfortunately, it looked like Joey Reeder was getting a little bit loose there, as he had the 515 ride of Chris Cox right on his back bumper. Kind of give him a couple little shots there that really opened the door for Wesley Waltney to get up and around him. And now here comes Clifford Driscoll, as Driscoll right there into position number 3. Now he's looking up to the outside here of that 0-1-1 ride. So Joey Reeder maybe sliding back another position here, as here comes that 3D racing machine of Clifford Driscoll up into position number 2 here, as he battles side by side still with that 0-1-1 ride. Brian Wax having himself a good run, as well as Wax up into position number 5, trying to reel in that 515 ride of Chris Cox. Dustin Lehman, even with a half-destroyed race car, he's up into position number 6. He's working himself up towards the top 5 now, as Brian Wax looks down low here, trying to make a move on that 515 of Chris Cox. Cox is going to slide back to position number 5 now. Brian Wax in the 3D racing ride jumps up into position number 4. Joey Reeder sliding back to 3rd here. He's going to have that B14 on his back bumper here in a quick hurry, as Wesley Waltney is still out in front, continuing to lead the way. Clifford Driscoll there in position number 2. They're starting to pull away from the rest of the field, as Joey Reeder, who was our leader, is now back there in that 3rd position on the racetrack. Brian Wax in 4th, has that 515 of Chris Cox right there behind him, and the 30 right of Dustin Lehman. Lehman still running very good lap times. A very fast race car, even with half that nose tore off that thing. He's still out there laying down some great lap times. These guys all continue to battle and duke it out around the racetrack. We're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up, so crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we're going to crank it up. kick off here. Out in front, it's still the number 81 rider, Wesley Gwaltney, as Gwaltney continues to lead the way here, looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. He has about a 1 second lead over Clifford Driscoll. Driscoll there in second, and Dustin Lehman now up into position number 3, as it's all Wesley Gwaltney out in front. The laps continue to click off here. 2 more laps left to go, this time by the start-finish line. Down through corner number 1 and 2, and down the backstretch into corner number 3, and out of corner number 4. We're going to see that white flag fly. The next flag is going to end the race. Out in front, it's all Wesley Gwaltney still with about a 7/10 of a second lead, as Clifford Driscoll is going to run out of time out of 3 and 4. It's the 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney picking up the checkered flag here in this one. Wesley Gwaltney parking that exiled esports premier racing setups number 81 machine down here in the Federated Auto Parts Raceway victory lane. Clifford Driscoll coming home in position number 2 in that 3D Racing number 63 ride, and Dustin Lehman in that all-out graphics number 30 ride gonna come home here in position number 3. A great run and a great recovery, as you can see that tore up number 30 ride down there, missing the whole front nose cone. The tough break there for poor old Dustin, but man, that is a shot right there. As you can see, the front 2 cars pretty much picture perfect, and then poor old Dustin Lehman with that car half tore apart there. The whole front nose just absolutely ripped off that thing after getting collected in a couple wrecks out there, just nowhere to go, and unfortunately right in the middle of it, as that 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney's gonna pick up the checkered flag, our race winner here this evening in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for the 81 machine of Wesley Gwaltney, as Gwaltney picks up the checkered flag. He gets it done and parks that ride up here in victory lane. Yo, Chris Peters, Chris coming in, showing the love, smashing the like on the stream. What is good, Chris? What is good, my boy? Chris Peters coming in, showing the love. If you guys haven't already, if you guys enjoyed that racing action, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. And if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as we're going to get ready here to bring our top 3 drivers up into the broadcast booth. Yo, Richard! Rich! Mr. Murtaugh, Rich Murtaugh, my boy, coming in with the 500-star dono. Are you kidding me, Rich? Are you kidding me, my boy? Oh my gosh. Rich coming in with that like on the stream as well, my boy. Rich coming in with the 500-star dono.
Let's go!
You sexy son of a gun. You're way too kind, way too generous, my boy. Coming in with the 500-star dono. Absolutely insane, homie. Absolutely insane. Can't thank you enough, my boy. Cannot thank you enough, Rich. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pull in our race winner now. The 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney. I applied to the league. Hopefully I can get in for the supers. Yeah, hopefully. I can pull in Scott Schroyer and see if he's adding people or whatever else here in a little bit as well in between races. But we're going to pull in our race winner, that exiled esports number 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney, as we're going to bring him up in here for this post-race interview. I'm old enough to probably be your grandfather. Laugh out loud. Probably, Rich. I'm only like 28, so I'm still what most old people would call a young pup, I suppose. You know, I'm just a pup. I'm just a kid. I'm just a child still. I'm just a baby, okay? I'm just a baby, okay? All right, we're going to pull Wesley Gwaltney up here for his post-race interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for that 81 ride as he picks up the checkered flag. Hey, Wesley, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are we?
Wesley, my boy, what a run, what a race, man. That 81 ride was absolutely hooked up. Took you a little while to trying to figure out how to get around that 011 ride of Joey Reeder. But slowly but surely, you know, you tried the middle, you tried the bottom, you tried the high side. You found something up there on the high groove. Were able to get around that 011 ride, and from that point on, you never looked back. You continued to pull away. You know, you had Clifford Driscoll there behind you, Dustin Lehman, but none of them could really catch catch you as you just continued to hit your marks up there around the middle to the high side of the racetrack and just continued to lead this race all the way right down to the checkered flag after taking the lead.
Yeah, that start, the leader gets lane choice, and Reeder's my teammate, so I just kind of followed him, got a good start on the outside of row 2, and got up to second, and then I had to start on the bottom a couple times, and I just kind of knew that the top would be there. I've been running some hosted races the past couple days, and they've been here, and it gets stupid slick, and the top's better in 1 and 2, and the middle bottom is good in 3 and 4 in the bottom, so I was just like, you know what? I bet it's going to be the exact same thing, and it pretty close to was. I don't think the top burned up in 3 and 4 as much, but I got around Reeder, and it got tight that one time, but we got around him, and I figured Clifford was driving the heck out of it behind me, trying to catch me. Good run by him. I was just taking her low and slow. I mean, I picked up my pace a little bit the last 10 laps because I had relative down there at the bottom right, but just was trying to keep my race car under me, and to finish to win a race, you got to finish it first. So that's the biggest goal. I had to keep my race car with me.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't have said it any better than that. Is you always got to finish the race if you want to have an opportunity to pick up the checkered flag, and you did that here tonight. An absolutely perfect race there. You just waited patiently, made your move, got the lead, and then just kept hitting your marks, kept that car pointing in the right direction, kept it underneath of you. As this racetrack, as you were saying, it gets slicked off in a quick hurry, and these UMP modifieds, they're not that easy to run out there, man. They're pretty slick out there, and one wrong move, you send it in there a little bit too deep or something like that, and that rear end can snap out around you in a quick hurry.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in the in 1 and 2 there's that hole going into the corner. If you don't enter below it and you hit it wrong, it'll toss you right into the wall. So I got lucky, and that didn't happen. I kind of played pretty conservative once I got to the lead and saw I had a pretty comfortable lead. That's where I said I turned up the tempo a little bit whenever I saw Clifford was catching me. But, he's quick, and I knew I had to outrun him. And tonight I finally had some luck and put some stuff together, stuff having come from the back, 17 times. And got lucky, drew a 4 in the heat race, drove up to got the heat race win. The invert of 4 put me starting 4th, and then Reeder got a really good start, and I followed him pretty good there for a little bit, got up to 2nd, and it all just played out the rest of the way.
Absolutely, my boy. Couldn't have laid out any better for you as you pick up yet again another checkered flag. Wesley, who would you like to thank here for such a strong performance and great run here for the first race of the evening?
So I got to thank my boys over at XL Esports. They do a whole bunch for me, and I really, I joined that team a couple months ago, and those guys have been behind me all the way. Joey Reeder, of course, running there with me, my teammate. I got to give also a shout out to Ancient World Gaming, AWG, big sponsor to come on board with us. We appreciate everything they do. FGR Excel, Bucked Up, All Out Sim Graphics, SimRap Market, Premier Racing Setups, Design the Void, and Next Level Gaming. All sponsors on our race cars, and it was a good run tonight. I'm glad I could get some good TV time for all the good sponsors that we have. I appreciate you for broadcasting this, for Rick and Scott for putting this race on. We're going to see if we can complete the sweep. Feel pretty good in the supers here, so see if that holds true in the next race.
Absolutely, my boy. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack. Congratulations on picking up the first win of the evening. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth after the next race, my boy. Maybe back up here in Victory Lane, but either way, hopefully have some fun, hopefully have some good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you back up here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Beauty, have yourself a wonderful night and have fun.
You too, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, the 81 rider, Wesley Gwaltney, as Gwaltney picking up the checkered flag here in our first race of the evening. Scott, probably just continuous, my boy, unless if you want them separate, but usually I do continuous, just run them right on through, and then, people can pick and choose. It's usually, I'm sure they'd be able to figure out how to, if they want to watch the supers, then they can just skip the first 40 minutes or so, and then vice versa kind of deal. I don't know. It's always better just to kind of do continuous. I don't like to bug people with too many notifications with, going live 2, 3, 4 times throughout an evening. So I like to kind of just do one big continuous one, and it usually tends to be better, and Facebook kind of likes it a little bit better if you continue going, but it should be good. But unless if you guys want to switch it up and do 2, I can always do that as well. Just I'd have to kind of know beforehand just so I can set all the stuff up, but I can go through all that afterwards and fix it all and fix all the, not the graphics, but like the titles and everything else I can fix, and then everything else. But yeah, It should be good. Scott, my boy, we'll see you in the supers, my boy, absolutely. As we're going to get ready here to pull in our second place finisher now, the 63 machine of Clifford Driscoll. Is Clifford coming home here in position number 2. We're going to bring him up here for his post-race interview. Hey, Clifford, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you. How's it going?
Not too bad. Clifford, my boy, a great run, a great race, man, as that 63 ride. Looked like you were going to be one of those drivers to jump up there and maybe make a move and get around Wesley Gwaltney throughout, even the beginning portions of this race, as you were way up there against that outside wall, really running the high side, and everyone else was kind of more conservative, running a little bit lower, and you were getting some big runs up there until Gwaltney kind of saw what you were doing and jumped up there and kind of took that lane away from you there to take the lead.
Yeah, the car was really good up there. I think the race just burned off the cushion a little farther than I needed it to. I was kind of running out of a place to put the right rear tire. So there towards the end, I kind of had to start searching, and I felt like I could gain on him one lap, and then I'd lose a little bit the next lap. So, I mean, he ran a good race, didn't make any mistakes to allow me to catch up. So, I mean, did the best we could tonight.
Absolutely, man. A very fast 63 machine as you're trying to reel him in there late in this one, and it just unfortunately ran out of time. Do you think if maybe you had, another 10, 15 laps, you might have been able to find something and try to reel him in there and try to catch that 81 rider? Was he just that good and just running that good of a race here throughout this one?
Well, I think he was that good. I mean, we'd trade lap times back and forth, so I mean, I felt like I had something for him, but I couldn't
Let's
run enough
go.
laps consistently at that pace in order to close the gap down. So without a caution, I don't think I had any hope unless he made a huge error.
Absolutely. Well, definitely would have been interesting to see, but nonetheless, man, still a great run, a great race. You parked that 63 ride up here on the podium, a solid top 2 run here for yourself, parking that 63 ride down here on the front stretch. Clifford, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here through the first race of the evening?
Oh, well, first off, I got to thank Scott for letting me steal his rig for the UMP portion of tonight's races. The guys over at 3D and everything, you know, putting in laps, makes everybody better. Got to thank House of Speed for the setups, West Side Signs, One Shot Scrap and Recycling, and Justin Norwood Sim Sports. And thanks for putting on the broadcast tonight. Nice to see you.
Absolutely, my boy. Always good to see you. Always good to talk to you up here in the broadcast booth, Clifford. Hopefully, we'll see. Actually, I guess now Scott's turn out there in the supers. As you guys take turns, you run the UMPs and he runs the supers, right?
Yeah, that's how we got it set up so far. So I wish him the best of luck.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, it would have been nice to see you back out there on the racetrack for the second race as well. But hopefully we'll see you back out here next Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth. Maybe back up here in Victory Lane.
Looking forward to it.
Beauty. Have yourself a wonderful night, Clifford.
You too, man. Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Clifford Driscoll as he comes home there in position number 2. What a run, what a race there out of that 63 machine. Scotty, Mr. Dobbs, Scott Dobbs coming in with the 490 star dono. Scott, are you kidding me, my boy? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, you are crazy, my boy. Coming in, showing the massive love with the 490 star dono. What in the world? What in the world, Scott? My boy, you're way too generous, way too kind. Thank you for the donation, my boy. Coming in with a 490 star dono. Yo, JD, Sassy? I hope I'm saying that right, JD. JD coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. Hitting that thumbs up. Dustin Lehman coming in with that thumbs up as well. Dustin, where did you go, my boy? You were just about to get pulled into the broadcast booth, and then you disappeared. Where did you go? Get back in here, homie. What's up, man? What's up, Dustin? What's up, my boy?
Let's go.
If you want your post-race interview, my boy, jump in here. Jump in here right now as we're going to get ready to actually probably jump into the next races. I'm assuming you can pull me up now. Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you now. I see you now, my boy. All right, we'll pull you up. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Not much. Dustin, my boy, take us back through that race, man, as early on we saw you got tied up in a few different wrecks there. The front nose of that car completely tore off, and still somehow you're able to point it in the right direction, keep on rolling, pick them off one by one here, and here you are parking that 30 right up here on the podium. with a half tore up race car being parked up here on the front stretch. It's got to feel pretty dang good, man. Take us back through that race and what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know really what happened with that caution there. I noticed there were 3 wide in front of me. And then the wreck kind of happened. I was a little upset about it, but I mean, it happened with racing. But after that, actually, the car handled a lot better. So, I mean, I drove up through the field. It handled real good. I actually had quite a bit of speed there, but I just needed a caution or something to reel them in. I don't think I would have been able to beat either one of them, though. They were both quick, but I think I could have at least contested for a little bit.
Absolutely, man. It definitely would have mixed things up, especially with the up there in the top 3 and starting there on the back bumper of, either Clifford or Wesley, whichever one took the bottom side there. But it would have been interesting to see as you have 2 cars. We were sitting there looking at the 3 of you parked down there on the front stretch, and you have 2 cars that are, basically picture perfect down there, and then your car completely destroyed sitting there beside them. But yeah, you were picking them off, running some great laps, some fast laps out there, and continued to park that 30 ride towards the front of the field, and here you are with a good solid run to finish off the evening.
Yeah, I'm hoping to change that in the supers. Maybe I'll pick up the win in the supers. I'll be here this week, so.
Absolutely. Well, we hope that you have a little bit better luck out there in those guys, and hopefully, you don't run into as much issues as what you did in this one, but hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth after the supers, as that means you're still going to have a good night, as you had a good night here in these ones. But Dustin, a great run, a great finish, a solid top 3 run here with a little bit of an up and down race here with these UMP modifies. Who would you like to thank for such a strong performance here at the end?
Everybody at Mud Duck Racing, Majula Say Speed Shop, Shift Works, Transmissions, Spartan, Transportation. There's too many on the card to name, but everybody on the car pretty much. I mean, they all are a group effort. So, and then you for broadcasting, and every Stars Motorsports for putting this on.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, good luck in the supers. We'll see you hopefully back up here in the broadcast booth, my boy. But if not, hopefully you have some fun. Hopefully you have a good time and some good luck there in the next race.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good night.
You to you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Dustin Lehman. As Dustin coming home here in position number 3, man. A great run, a great race, and pretty tore up race car there for that 30 ride. As we're going to get ready for the next race on the evening. I do believe we have the next race goes up at 9 o'clock, so it should be right now. It should be any minute now. We'll have this next race up. These drivers will be jumping back in here, getting ready to go back to battle. Rich says, we paid the best in all of CNY. What is CNY? CNY? City of New York, maybe? I don't know. For your Scrap Cars Appliances right here at 180 Flood Drive Properties Incorporated. Okay, Rich. Okay. I like that. 180 Central New York. Central New York. Okay. Central New York. See, I'm Canadian, so I don't know. I think maybe City of New York. I don't know. Central New York. I guess that kind of makes more sense. That kind of makes a little bit more sense, honestly. I'm not going to lie. Central New York. That probably makes a little bit more sense. Rich, whereabouts are you guys located? Central New York. Are you guys like... I'm trying to think of any towns that are down there that I would know, or like racetracks that are kind of near it. Because like we go and run some New York racetracks here and there. We hit up, obviously Can-Am. That's right across the border and stuff. But, there's Albany, Saratoga? Oh, Saratoga is the smoke brand. Yeah, no, I think it's Saratoga. Something like that. Syracuse, okay, Syracuse, Fulton, Brewerton, all those racetracks. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, we go run down there every once in a while. We have a bunch of guys that run down there from up here in Canada. Obviously, you get, like, Kyle Sopaz and, some Charlie Sandercox, guys like that, usually with the late models. Definitely a bunch of the modified guys here and there, but Can-Am we race at too. Okay, so you run at Can-Am as well. Okay. Yeah, Can-Am's a nice, fun racetrack. That's a different one, but it's fun. I'm 5 minutes from Fulton Track. Okay, sick. Okay, so you guys really aren't that far from me, really. Like, not even 2 hours. Like, probably close to 2 hours, something like that. Somewhere around there. It's pretty close to that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, you guys are like that close. Just crazy how the world actually works, and when you think that, you know, everything is, you know, super big, it's really not that big. You know, it's fairly small. Richard is racing Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday? Okay, sick. Friday at Can-Am, and then Saturday's at Fulton. I'm assuming that's what the routine is. I actually have a couple different leagues that a lot of those Can-Am boys run in and everything else. A lot of like street stock drivers, you know, your sportsman drivers. A lot of those guys are all part of that league, another league that I do as well. So that's pretty cool that there's more of those Fulton and Syracuse kind of drivers out there, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty dope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our second race loaded in here. These drivers out onto the racetrack getting ready to go to battle. You see that B14 ride of Brian Wax and Joey Reeder out there on the racetrack. Jesse Ingram jumping back out there in that Tight Lines Apparel Top Secret 777 ride as he jumps back out onto the racetrack as well. Joey Reeder looking very good right now in that FGR Ancient Gaming number 011 ride as he's looking very, very good. This week is Brewerton Friday and Saturday at Fulton. Okay, nice. Hey, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. That's actually kind of cool. And your son, he runs Sportsman's, right? I want to say
Let's
he's
go!
A Sportsman driver with the 602 rates in him. I think that's what I think I remember seeing something on the Premier Racing page of his car, and I thought that's what it was. I don't think he's 358 modified, but maybe. I don't know. He might be a 358, but I think Brewerton and Fulton both run, yeah, the 602 crates. Yeah, just the Sportsman's. Hey, man, that's a huge class. Even up here in Canada, man, we got a lot that are, you know, towards Niagara over there, and, you know, not really Ashwegan, but Humberstone and Merrittville. You know, you look down just a little bit south at Ransomville. There's a ton of those sportsman cars. Those are the huge things really around here. Not quite for us. Brighton Speedway is like my home track, and unfortunately we don't have the sportsmans. We run them every once in a while throughout the year, but we run the late models on a consistent basis is what we run. Late models, then we have like the UMP modifieds, but really they're called Canadian modifieds. They're just slightly different, but they're starting to make them a little bit more towards what a UMP modified is. Just a little bit, I believe, a little bit bigger of a tire and a little bit less horsepower than what an actual true UMP has with like an open motor and everything else. They're more of like a 602 crate motor as well and those things. So it's kind of like a sportsman sort of deal, but just more built like a UMP mod. They're pretty cool. Actually got Shane Yates out here as well in that Flood Drive number 11 ride. The Premier Racing machine out there on the racetrack as well. Good to see Shane being able to jump up here, get in on the action here in this series as well. Good to see Shane out there on the racetrack. LaFrance builds his motors. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good motor. That's a good motor right there. Get anything done by LaFrance, it's definitely going to be a good motor. Jesse Ingram out there in that 777 ride. You see the B14. You also see the 38 ride. Rick Gibson out here as well in that Animal Racing number 38 machine as he jumps out onto the racetrack as well. So good to see Rick out here onto the track, looking very, very good as well. See Brian Waxel out there, Donald Ingram back out onto the track in that 10 machine. Chris Cox out there in the 515. A lot of great, fast drivers out here. We do see Brandon Gibbs loaded into the sim. Wesley Gwaltney, Warren Samoy, Michael Massey out there as well. Scott Dobbs was out there on the racetrack, but he's just parked down pit side here. See Michael Massey there in the 45 ride and Warren Samoy there in the 77. That 3D Racing House of Speed number 77 ride looking very, very fresh. Scott's parked down on the infield here. Yo, Emery coming in, smashing that like on the stream. Emery coming in, showing that love, smashing that like. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. Out there on the racetrack, it's getting a little bit late here. What the going on there? Oh gosh. All right, so apparently skipping over to kick just made that very interesting right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is slowly but surely counting down here in this one. We're going to quickly jump to the side here, take a quick little break, and get ready here for our next feature event of the evening. Our heat race is about to get underway here in just a little bit as these drivers getting done their practice session. coming in with the 500 stars again. Are you kidding me, my boy? Rich, you crazy son of a gun. Much appreciated, my boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we're going to get ready here for our first heat race of the season here. First race of the evening for these super late models live from Peevely, Missouri. It's I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway. These drivers get loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to set them loose here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway and starting on the pole. In the number 81 ride is the Premier Racing Setups machine, the Exiled Esports ride, the FGR number 81, that is Wesley Gwaltney. To his outside in the Snap-on Fox, Top Secret number 515, that is Chris Cox. Starting on the inside, a row number 2 in the 3D Racing House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports number 77, that is Warren Samoy. And to his outside, his teammate in the 29 ride, it's the 3D Racing machine of Scott Dobbs. Starting in position number 5, in the number 45, that is the Mike's Barbecue Hub. That is the 45 ride of Michael Massey. And to his outside in the Premier Racing Setups, number 011, that is Joey Reeder, as we're going to go green flag racing here in heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 underway here as these drivers quickly putting their pedal to the metal here. And out in front once again, it's the 81 machine of Wesley Gwaltney as Gwaltney leads the way. Gwaltney out in front showing these drivers how to get it done early on in this one as the caution flag is going to fly here as it looks like Scott Dobbs and Michael Massey unfortunately coming together here. And our first caution flag of the evening for these super late models is going to come out as looks like Scott sends it in here, gets onto the binders a little bit, some contact to his back bumper. The 011 of Joey Reeder spins Scott Dobbs around, and Michael Massey also getting a piece of that one as we'll take another look at this. Heads in there, and looks like Scott just gets on the binders to avoid the 515. The 011 just couldn't get checked up in time, gets in the back of him, and then cuts down the racetrack and unfortunately gets into the right rear of the 45 ride and spins him around as well as Michael Massey takes his ride down pit side to get some work done to it. Hopefully we'll get these drivers all back out onto the racetrack, stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing here as Joey Reeder back there in that 5th position. Right behind Scott Dobbs as Dobbs is going to jump back up into position number 4 there. Joey Reeder in 5th and Michael Massey after making that pit stop back there in position number 6 as out in front. It's all the 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney as Gwaltney is going to see that green flag back out into the air this time by here in the all-out graphics. Number 81 ride as we're back to green flag racing quickly. The 81 putting his pedal to the metal here, trying to pull away from that 515 of Chris Cox. Cox trying to stick right there with him as Scott Dobbs trying to jump up to the outside here of his 3D Racing teammate of Warren Samoy to take over position number 3 here and start to work on the back bumper here. That 515 of Chris Cox. Cox going to stay right there in front of him, and Scott Dobbs and right to his back bumper, having to check up a little bit to avoid the contact. There's the contact right there. Scott Dobbs and Chris Cox come together. They both go around, and the caution flag is going to come back out. A tough break right there for Scott Dobbs. We saw it coming as he was just getting in there a lot deeper than what the 515 was. 515 slides up the racetrack a little bit, and Scott just unfortunately that little bit of a nudge underneath of that 515 really loosens the car up, kind of breaks traction, kind of breaks that rear end where it kind of snaps loose there, levels out, and unfortunately once that kind of levels out, it'll just spin the car right around and not have it set into the corner anymore. And Around goes that 515 machine. Take another look at it here. We'll take a little look right from the back bumper here of that 515 ride. You'll see just how much Dobbs gets him here. Not by much, just a little bit. Just a little nudge right there. Just enough to spin him around. If that was a dirt street stock or even a 358 modified, it would have kept on rolling. But unfortunately, these super late models, even the UMPs, once you kind of get underneath of them and kind of break that rear bar, and it just levels up the car and really spins them around in a quick hurry as we got them stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing. Wesley Gwaltney out in front getting that green flag here in this one. Warren Samoy now up into position number 2 as Joey Reeder in the 0-1-1 ride. They're in position number 3. Chris Cox and Scott Dobbs up to the high side trying to find their way around him as Chris Cox gets up into the outside wall ever so slightly. It's going to open up the door now on the high side here for Scott Dobbs to jump up and work himself around that 515 ride as Wesley Gwaltney out in front is going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for the number 81 machine. One more time around here for the 81 as he comes down at a corner number 4. He's going to pick up heat race win number 1 on the evening here for these super late models as we're going to get these drivers lined up, stacked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 2 as they're going to get loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready here for the second heat race of the evening for these super late models from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Starting on the pole in this one in the House of Speed Norwood Sim Sports 3D Racing B14, that is Brian Wax to his outside in that flawed drive number 11. It's the Premier Racing Setups machine, the PRSSetups.com ride. That is Shane Yates. Starting on the inside of row number 2 in the 30 ride, it's that Mud Duck Racing Majulasi Speed Shop Sweet Victory number 30 ride. That is Dustin Lehman to his outside in the Tight Lines Apparel's Top Secret number 777. That is Jesse Ingram. Then we see that 3D Racing House of Speed number 34 Bia Brandon Gibbs in the 10 ride of Donald Ingram. We're bringing up the rear of the field here. 6 more drivers getting ready to go to battle here for heat race number 2 as they're loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll here. The lights are turned off. That official iRacing pace truck as he's going to make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side. We're going to get ready to set him loose here in heat race number 2. Brian Wax and Shane Yates bringing up the front row here as we are green flag racing here once again from Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Here comes the 11 ride with a big run up on the high side. Brian Wax sticking it down low, staying down on that bottom lane, but he's going to actually clear the 11 ride of Shane Yates as Yates trying to get that car working, trying to get it rolling up here on the high side, but Brian Wax hooked up down through the middle here. See the 11 ride not really running that extreme high side there through 3 and 4. He's going to run it up here on 1 and 2 though. So he's right up there against that wall, gets a big run, drives right to the back bumper here of that B14 ride of Brian Wax's Wax. Slides up the racetrack there, almost gets up into the outside wall. To see Dustin Lehman right there as well, trying to figure out how to get around both the drivers here in front of him, trying to pick up heat race win number 2. Brandon Gibbs right there in position number 4 as now he's got Jesse Ingram looking to his inside as here comes Dustin Lehman. Lehman down to the inside now as Shane Yates is Yates way up the racetrack on that extreme high side, getting some big runs, a little bit of contact there. I think Dustin Lehman thought he was maybe clear of the 11 ride, trying to slide up in front of him, and unfortunately they make that little bit of contact as the caution flag is going to fly here in heat race number 2. It looks like the 777 ride of Jesse Ingram having some issues here. Looks like he may send it down into corner number. Whoa, that car just went dead straight there. I don't know if his steering wheel unplugged or something there. I don't know what just happened to Ingram. As he went into the corner here, he just went dead straight. No turning that thing at all. That car just never got set into the corner and just went dead straight right here. Oh, man, that was so close. Not only for Brandon Gibbs, but for the 10 ride of Donald Ingram as well, as Jesse Ingram almost got both of them right there. As Brandon Gibbs almost got absolutely destroyed there as he just barely cleared that 777 ride. So we'll stack them back up, re-rack them, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Scott, you was fast. Scott was very, very fast. A lot of these 3D racing rides look absolutely hooked up here tonight in this one. They look primed and ready here. This race right now, we got a nice little House of Speed, Majulisi Speed Shop, and Premier Racing setups 1, 2, and 3 right here. As we're gonna go back to green flag racing. Brian Wax out in front. That's what you call tight. That was very tight. I don't even think that is tight. That is just broken. I don't even know, Rich. I'd call that almost more broken right there. As out there up on the high side, it's the 30 ride of Dustin Lehman trying to find his way around that 14P ride of Brian Wax with the white flag already being displayed. So the checkered flag that time by is the P14 of Brian Wax. Picks up heat race win number 2. Dustin Lehman, Shane Yates there in second and third. Then we saw Brandon Gibbs, the 77 ride, the 7-7 ride of Jesse Ingram and Donald Ingram rounding out the field there in heat race number 2, as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for their warm-up session. As these drivers jump out onto the racetrack, they're going to make their cars are absolutely hooked up, absolutely ready to go, and absolutely ready here for this start of the A main feature event in just a few more moments. As that 29 ride of Scott Dobbs out onto the racetrack quickly, putting some laps in here, trying to make sure he's got this car absolutely set up and ready to go here for this A main feature event. All right, we're going to get a quick drink in and get ready for this feature event. We're going to see the sights and sounds here of these super late models. Good job, Wax and Gibbs. A great race right there, Doug. Good race there by all the 3D racing boys. And I'm sure we're going to see them up in the front of the field here in the A main feature event. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with here in this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we're going to get ready here for our A main feature event. It's the Super Late Models live from Federated Auto Parts Raceway, as it is the Stars Motorsports presented by 3D Racing Dirt Series here on a Wednesday night from Pevely, Missouri, I-55. Federated Auto Parts Raceway as these drivers get loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready here for the start of our A main feature event. These drivers primed and ready, loaded up and ready to go to battle here for 40 laps of racing action. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys all hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow button as we're going to get ready to set them loose here in this one. We're going to get ready here for our starting lineup as these drivers loaded into the sim. We're going to get ready to start rolling around the racetrack here as our A main feature event about to get underway here. As these drivers primed and ready to go to battle. Starting on the pole in this one. In the 30 ride is the Majula C Speed Shop number 30 of Dustin Lehman. To his outside in the House of Speed 3D Racing, number 77, that is Warren Samoy. Starting in position number 3 in the B14, that is Brian Wax. And to his outside is the 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney. Then we see the 011 of Joey Reeder there in position number 5. And to his outside in the Premier Racing Setups number 11, that is Shane Yates. Scott Dobbs, Brandon Gibbs, Chris Cox, and Donald Ingram round out our top 10. Jesse Ingram and Michael Massey round out the rest of the field as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as quickly the green flag out in the air here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway for Dustin Lehman. And they're already stacking up down here in corner number 1 and 2. A quick caution flag in this one. We'll take a look and see what happens here. Looks like Brandon Gibbs, Donald Ingram, Scott Dobbs all getting collected here in corner number 1 and 2. And a big pile up here. Looks like Brandon Gibbs just gets into the back of Scott Dobbs. Unfortunately, Dobbs nowhere to go there. Gets ran into the rear end there. The 10 ride of Donald Ingram collected the 45 of Michael Massey. As they all get a big piece of that one. An unfortunate break there as 34 ride just gets right into the back end right there as Scott Dobbs spins him around. And you see the rest of them just piling in there, nowhere to go as we were just getting underway. So we'll stack them back up, re-rack them, and we're going to try this one all over again. Yo, Doug Dobbs coming in with that like on the stream. Ben Bebo, my dad, coming in, showing the love as well. What is good, Father? How you doing? How are you tonight? As we're going to get ready here, it's the Dirty 30 of Dustin Lehman out in front. The paint truck pulls off, and we're going to go back to green flag racing here. Dustin Lehman out in front. Warren Samoy there in second. But here comes Wesley Gwaltney. Gwaltney down onto the inside here, trying to look his way underneath the 77 right of Warren Samoy, trying to take over position number 2 as they're 3 wide right there behind them. 3 wide battle, and back there is Joey Reeder and Shane Yates trying to work their way up and through the field here, but it's all Dustin Lehman out in front. Dustin looked very good in the UMP modified race as Warren Samoy gets hard up into the outside wall. They're 4 wide right there in front of them. Brandon Gibbs, Scott Dobbs, the 11 rider, Shane Yates right in the middle of it. It's an absolute dogfight back here as these guys continue to battle for position number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the racetrack. Out in front, it's still Dustin Lehman. Wesley Gwaltney now up into position number 2 in that Premier Racing Setups number 81 ride. Brian Wax up into position number 3. Chris Cox there in position number 4 as he's being hunted down by a pair of 11s. It's the 11 rider Shane Yates in the 011 of Joey Reeder right there behind him. Scott Dobbs there in position number 7, and Brandon Gibbs there in that 8th spot on the racetrack. Jesse Ingram in 9th, and Warren Samoy back there in that 10th position as Michael Massey and Donald Ingram bring up the rear of the field, but out in front by about 0.8 of a second. It's Dustin Lehman continuing to lead the way. Dad, I am doing very, very good. Rich says 81 plus 011 plus 11 equals 103, and then comes in with the 103-star dono. Let's freaking go, my boy. Much appreciated, Rich, coming in, showing the love with the 103 and a dream here as these drivers at the front of the field look like we're going to get a little bit of a battle as Wesley Gwaltney starting to reel in that 30 ride of Dustin Lehman. Lehman starting to slide back here just a little bit, or Gwaltney's found a little something. That 81 ride is tracking him down. They've opened up a fairly good gap, about 3 seconds between Wesley Gwaltney and the 14B ride of Brian Wax, as Wax has Chris Cox there to his back bumper, and the 11 ride of Shane Yates still trying to find himself a way around that 515 ride. As Dustin Lehman sees that 81 ride right there behind him. He can hear him now. He can feel the heat rolling off the motor here of the 81 ride, as Wesley Gwaltney is right there on his back bumper. The 30 ride gets up into the wall ever so slightly. Wesley had to get onto the binders there. Wesley's really getting into the corner a lot better than what the 30 ride is, and you're going to see it here in corner number 1 and 2 as he takes a look down low to the inside here as we get a battle at the front of the field. Dustin's got to be very, very careful now, as he knows that 81 ride is right there, as he can't make any mistakes. Another peek down to the inside here as Gwaltney just trying to find his way around our race leader, as the 30 ride of Dustin Lehman's been out in front for every lap so far in this one, but finally he has someone there on his back bumper trying to find their way, starting to put a little bit of pressure on that 30 ride. We'll have to wait and see how he can handle it, and if he can keep this lead and keep that 81 ride at bay. Chris Cox holding on to position number, actually Chris Cox jumping up into position number 3 now, as he's worked himself around the B14 of Brian Wax. Wax sliding back now into position number 4 as Shane Yates tries to find himself a way around that B14, hooked up here on the high side of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to get a big run down the backstretch here out of corner number 2. Pulled side by side, there's that B14 as Brian Wax just keeping that car right down on the bottom side of the racetrack as Shane Yates slides up into position number 4. Dustin Lehman still out in front as the 81 ride of Wesley Gwaltney continues to try to find a way around that 30 machine. Lap by lap by lap, they can continue to click off these laps in a quick concession here, as Dustin Lehman just doing everything he can, trying to run an absolutely picture-perfect race, trying to minimize mistakes here. That 81 ride is right there, still stuck on his back bumper as they head down into corner number 1. You can see some lap traffic there just in front of them as the 45 ride of Michael Massey, Donald Ingram about half a straightaway away from going a lap down. Warren Samoy right there as well, the 777 of Jesse Ingram. All these drivers starting to be at risk of going a lap down, as 30 ride and the 81 have been laying down some crazy fast lap times, lap after lap after lap. These are the only 2 drivers that continuously stay in that 12-second bracket on the racetrack. Everybody else is up into the 13s here. You see the 81 of Wesley Gwaltney still just trying to find a way around that 30 ride. Slowly but surely trying to chip away at his lead, trying to get him to make a mistake. Dustin Lehman starting to run into some lap traffic here. He's starting to move around the racetrack, trying to figure out a way to get up and around some of these other cars here. It's the 10 ride getting super tight right in front of the 81. The 81 of Wesley Gwaltney gets up into the lap car. He's going to go around. No caution flag on the racetrack. There's the caution flag as the 81 of Wesley Gwaltney, our second place driver, trying to jump up and take this lead away from Dustin Lehman. Drives into the back of one of the lap cars there, Donald Ingram. And the caution flag is gonna fly. Oh man, a tough break right there. He saw a hole, he tried to take it. Unfortunately, the 10 ride gets up into the wall ever so slightly in front of him, really slows down the pace, and then Gwaltney just nowhere to go, and unfortunately just gets kind of drug right into that outside wall, as we'll jump right on board here. So you can see this big run. Unfortunately, the 10 ride just gets up into that outside wall a little bit, kind of gets onto his back pedal there, and fortunately for our second place driver, Wesley Gwaltney, he's been just trying to find his way to the front of the field. He's going to go around, but luckily enough, he was pointed back in the right direction, didn't lose a spot. That's the amount of difference they had between the 81 ride and our third place driver in the 515, as Man, they had about 5 seconds separated between our race leaders and that third place driver. Yo, Kevin Odelski. Odell, my boy, coming in with the like on the stream. And the 100-star dono. Let's go, Odell, as we're back to green flag racing. Dustin Lehman trying to pick up right where he left off. But here comes a big run up on the high side. Comes the 81 run of Wesley Gwaltney. It's almost like this is what he needed to find his way around the 30 machine of Dustin Lehman. Now here comes the 11 of Shane Yates. Yates up on the extreme high side. He's going to try to follow through right where the 81 was. And he's going to try to jump up and take position number 2 away. As now Shane Yates in third, but here he is with a big run down through corner number 1 and 2. But oh my gosh, the caution flag coming back out in this one. The caution flag coming back out. Yo, Kev coming in with that 10 months of being a subscriber. Oh my gosh, my boy, 10 months of being a subscriber here on the channel. Absolutely insane. That's already been 10 months, my boy, being a subscriber. Let's take a look back and see what happens here as the 10 ride of Donald Ingram and the 45 of Massey just come together there, and unfortunately they go around, and Donald Ingram's going to take his ride right off the racetrack there. As unfortunate break as these two just come together down there, and 3 and 4 get spun around and stopped on the racetrack. And unfortunately, as soon as they get stopped there, as the 45 kind of had to slow up just a little bit from avoiding the contact with the 77, and unfortunately he made that little bit of a decision to get onto the binders there to avoid the contact with the 77, and wasn't enough time for the 10 ride of Donald Ingram to get onto his binders. 30 should have taken the high side. The 30 definitely should have taken the high side there. I think that's the one way he would have saved that top spot, is to be up there on the extreme high side. But we're going to go back to green flag racing here, as we got 8 more laps left to go here in this one. 8 more circuits around the racetrack, as out in front Wesley Gwaltney leads the way. Dustin Lehman there in second. Shane Yates in third, trying to hold off the hard-charging B14 of Brian Wax, as Wax trying to jump up to the outside here and take that third spot away from Shane Yates. Yates going to slide up in front of the B14, and he's going to stay there in position number 3. As Wesley Gwaltney out in front, Dustin Lehman down on the bottom side there through corner number 1 and 2, trying to find something down low, trying to find a way to get up here and battle for this win here in this one, as Wesley Gwaltney trying to go back-to-back here tonight, looking for his second checkered flag of the evening. But we're going to get a late race caution flag. The caution flag coming out super late in this one. The last thing Wesley Gwaltney wanted to see was another caution flag here, and we'll take a look back and see what happens. Looks like Chris Cox and Scott Dobbs coming together here, as running hard side by side. Oh my, I don't know what happened to Scotty boy there, but it looked like front tie rod or the steering wheel or something disconnected on that 29 machine. An unfortunate break there for Chris Cox, as he was just cruising there to the outside here, the 29 ride. You can see that 29 just snap loose right here, just boom. And unfortunately gets up into the side of that 515 ride. Definitely nothing intentional, as Scott takes that ride right off the racetrack. I gotta think maybe his steering wheel disconnected or something there, as that's not normal. He's pointed left like he was trying to go left there, and then all of a sudden right in the middle of the corner just looks like it disconnected, went dead straight. And unfortunately up the racetrack, and Chris Cox was just there. So a tough one, as we're going to go back to green flag racing, as Wesley Gwaltney out in front, Dustin Lehman, Shane Yates, Brian Wax, and Joey Reeder are top 5. It's the green flag back out in the air here. Wesley Gwaltney looking at trying to make it 2 for 2 here on the evening, as he goes past the start finish line. 3 more laps left to go here for the 81 machine. Dustin Lehman trying to stick right there on his back bumper. Shane Yates trying to catch up to these guys, as he'd love to battle for the win here in this one. Brandon Gibbs underneath of Joey Reeder trying to take over position number 5 as they head down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. We're going to see that white flag fly one more time around here for the 81 Rhino Wesley Gwaltney. Gwaltney down through corner number 1 and 2 and down the backstretch into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Lehman can't get there. It's all Wesley Gwaltney here in this one as he picks up the checkered flag. Wesley Gwaltney going 2 for 2 on the evening here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway, picking up back-to-back checkered flags for that Premier Racing Setups number 81 machine. Him and his crew have got to be pretty pumped about that as he's going to park it down here back in victory lane. Dustin Lehman with a solid second place run after leading so many laps and coming up just a little bit short, but a solid second podium of the evening there for the 30 ride of Dustin Lehman, and a great first run here for the Premier Racing Setup ride of Shane Yates, the 11 machine, coming home in that third position on the racetrack. Brian Wax coming home in 4th in the 3D Racing ride, and Brandon Gibbs in that 3D Racing House of Speed number 34 coming home there in position number 5. It's Wesley Gwaltney getting it done here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see those checkered flags up in the chat here for the 81 machine of Wesley Gwaltney as he parks it down here in victory lane. Yo, Rich, my boy Rich coming in with the 881 star dono. Rich, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, homie? Coming in with that massive 881 star dono. Absolutely insane, homie. Absolutely insane. Much love, much appreciate you, my boy, and everything, man. Absolutely can't believe the amount of love that you guys show here on the channel, man. You guys are absolutely insane, and I absolutely love it. Doug says, good job, 3D Racing. Go grab you all a beer. Absolutely. The boys, I think everyone needs a beer after that one, man. That was some good, hard racing out there. A lot of good side-by-side battles and a lot of just non-stop action-packed racing here through both races. And, man, for Wesley Gwaltney, we parked up here in victory lane twice on the evening. It's got to feel pretty good as we're going to bring that 81 ride up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Wesley, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth again. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. How are we?
I'm doing very good, but I don't think I'm doing as good as you, as Wesley back-to-back coming home here with the checkered flag, man. Another great race, another great finish here as you park that 81 ride down here in victory lane. Take us back through this race, man, and how you got her done.
Man, I just, another case if I won the heat race, I put Drew, starting on the pole. So that was pretty nice, and not having to, come from the back in a heat race. But, on the start, I knew the top was going to be the way to go, and then Warren stuffed her in the fence, and, I got around him, tried to leave him some room to get it unstuck, and then I just followed behind Lehman, waiting for an opportunity. We get the lap traffic, which I think is the opportunity, and then I get the guy puts it in the wall, and luckily I kept her going, but. When Lehman chose the bottom on that restart, I knew I was right in the catbird seat, so I put her on the top in 1 and 2, and she stuck. And then I had to tiptoe around from there because that top was getting real sketchy in 3 and 4. So I just got lucky in that sense. Car was fantastic, and was just waiting for my opportunity.
Absolutely, that opportunity coming there under that caution flag and that restart as you're able to jump up to the outside, make that move, and stay on the outside there, the 30 ride, beat him down the backstretch and take that lead away from Dustin Lehman here late in this race. And then we saw a few late caution flags here and a few late restarts. Were you getting a little bit nervous there with that 30 ride back on your rear bumper? And Lehman always so quick, doesn't matter what he gets in, he's always fairly treacherous, and you never know if he's going to find a little bit of something somewhere around the racetrack. Were you getting a little bit nervous there, or did you know that your car was going to be pretty much untouchable there once he got out in front?
I just knew the top was still really good in 1 and 2. I mean, he would have just drove by me if the middle had come back or middle bottom or whatever. Now, I did also know after that first restart when I was leading the single file on lap 31, I fired from the top, and then I got sideways. Everybody behind me got sideways. So I knew restarts, nobody was really that good. For some reason, the cars don't like it there. So I knew that was good. And then as long as I didn't mess up, I had a pretty good chance. Lehman was going to run me clean. He was my teammate over at HRT. So we've raced. It was kind of a weird little throwback, us getting a race like that again. So that was pretty cool, even though we're on different teams now. I was a little worried because I figured, I'll make a mistake. I am me. That happens a lot. But just kept her together and, kept her light-footed on the top side and just hoped he didn't throw any Hail Marys at me, and he didn't, and I got lucky.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, sometimes it's not just luck. Sometimes it's a lot of skill, and you showed a lot here tonight in these two races. As back-to-back victories, back-to-back times, bringing that Premier Racing setups right here in the victory lane at Federated Auto Parts Raceway. Wesley, who do you got to thank here for such a great run, a great car, and great performance here in both these races?
I got to start, of course, with my boys over at Exiled. I think Reader had a pretty good run there as well. But all my boys over at Exiled, I can't thank them enough for everything that they do. And then our big sponsors, Ancient World Gaming, so got to send them a big shout out as well. They do a whole bunch of stuff. They stream on Twitch. They do all this really cool stuff. And they're really helping a lot of people get going in the racing world. Next Level Gaming, I think it's Next Level Gaming. I mean, Next Level Racing, got to give them a big shout out. Premier Racing Setups, as you mentioned, SimWrap Market, All Out Sim Graphics got me looking good. Cody Connor does a fantastic job. We're trying to convince him to come run this. He just, I don't know what the deal tonight was. Now I'm going to have to lay down the gauntlet for next week for him. FGR Excel, Bucked Up, and Design the Void. I think that's all of our sponsors. But I appreciate every single thing they do to help our race team. And thank you for the broadcast, Scott and Rick, once again, for hosting the race. They do a fantastic job. I think this league is one of the hidden gems that people don't really notice yet, but I think they will. It's ran very well. Pretty good drivers. The racetrack are pretty racy. I mean, we haven't had a real bad race yet. So, hats off to them for that, and I hope it grows. And hopefully it continues to find me in victory lane, but if not, we're going to support them no matter what.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, I also have Rich Murtaugh in the chat as well. He says, great job to all the PRS drivers. Way to represent. He also says, send me his PayPal info, even though he didn't thank my flood doctor company or whatever. But he wants to send you a little bit of something. So shoot Rich your PayPal info, or shoot it to me, and I can shoot it over to him. But he wants to give you a little something here for parking that 81 ride up here in Victory Lane.
That's a really cool deal there. And I'm not going to say to my PayPal info. I do want to do something with that. In that case, I want him to donate it toward a good cause, maybe like St. Jude's or something. So if he can just send, whatever he's going to send to me, just send it on to them. And those people need it a lot more than I do. But I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything they do with Premier Racing Setups. Tell him I'm going to have to figure out the company. We'll put the sticker on there. I'll get a hold of my rap guy and we'll put it on there as well. And I'll make sure it gets in next time.
Beauty. We will definitely make sure, and I'm sure Rich heard that, and absolutely love that, my boy. Absolutely love that, and give him back to the community and to the charities, everything else. Absolutely love it, my boy.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's what it's all about. Those people have a lot tougher than me, and I'm living the dream and enjoying every second of it. And we're going to be on the move on the next week.
Absolutely, my boy. Well, we hope to see you back out here. Hopefully, we'll see you back up in the top 3, up in the broadcast booth, and maybe back up here in Victory Lane next Wednesday. Maybe another double-header victory for you. Maybe we'll see another great run for you next week.
We're going to hope so. We're going to give it all she got. And once again, thank you to everybody for all this, and Rick and Scott for the league, and you for the broadcast. And on to the next one.
Absolutely, my boy. Congrats on the 2 checkered flags here this evening. Congrats on the 2 great runs. And we'll see you back here next week. And have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Wesley Gwaltney as he picks up the back-to-back checkered flags here on the evening, man. What a run and what a race there out of that 81 machine as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher, the 30 rider, Dustin Lehman. As Dustin coming home here in position number 2. Which says 180 Flood Drive Properties Incorporated. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, definitely just get a hold of Wesley, or get a hold of one of the Exiled Esports guys. I'm sure they could kind of get you in touch with them, or anything else there, Rich. And definitely shoot them the I'm sure he should have the logo. They should have the logo. If not, then definitely shoot them the logo, or shoot me the logo, and I'll toss it over to Wesley and make sure those boys get the logo for next week, my boy. As we're going to get ready here for our second place finisher here, the second place driver on the evening, the 30 ride of Dustin Lehman. As Lehman coming home here in position number 2, 1 spot better than the UMP Modifieds with that 30 machine, with a great run, a great race, leading quite a bit of laps, but unfortunately coming up 1 spot short of the checkered flag here. We're going to bring Lehman up into the broadcast booth. He's got a $50 coming. Oh my gosh, there you go. There you go. Get a hold of him. Get a hold of him. Get him up there. Usually he's up in the chat. I haven't seen him yet today, but he'll probably jump up here before the end of the evening, as we're going to bring Dustin up here for his post-race interview. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth again. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, man.
Dustin, my boy, a great run, a great race, man. You're leading so many laps, and unfortunately they're just, I don't know if maybe the high side just started to run away from you a little bit, or if the car started to fade a little bit there, but you just kind of slowly slipped back, or Gwaltney found a little something and caught back up to you there throughout the middle portion of that race when we had that big long green flag run, and then of course that caution flag came out. You chose the bottom side, gave the high side there to Wesley. Do you regret that call there as he beat you up there on that restart on the high side?
A little bit, yeah. I regretted it a little bit. I was thinking about taking the high side, but then I was like, my car don't really like to turn on the starts, so kind of glad that I didn't take the high side, because it probably would have ended up in the wall.
Absolutely, man. That wall is very, very treacherous here at I-55, as little bit of contact with that outside wall can really suck you into it basically and really get you up into it. And we've seen a lot of cars, get tied up there. You kind of wall ride for about 3 or 4 seconds and kill all the momentum out of your car. Or even worse, you kind of dig into it and go upside down and go for a ride there. And that's always the big scare running that high side around this racetrack.
Oh yeah, it's a big scare. No, the race was good though. I mean, I was hoping to get into the lap traffic there and be able to put a gap between me and Wes, and then it looked like he got into it with another car, and I was kind of hoping that he had too much damage to continue, but his car looked fine after that, so.
Absolutely, man. It's you guys were trying to duel through that lap traffic. He saw a hole there up on the high side, and unfortunately, as soon as he jumped up there, the 10 ride got up into the outside wall and basically just killed all that momentum for the 10 ride, and he ran into the back of him and just kind of helped spin him around and that 10 ride around. And unfortunately, the caution flag came out, and then we saw what else happened there. But you stuck right with him there at the end on each of those restarts. You were right there on his back bumper, trying to find something down low, trying to find something through the middle side of the racetrack to maybe get to his left rear quarter panel, pull alongside of him, and maybe go for that big slide job move. But we just unfortunately never saw that happen.
Yeah, I couldn't get a good enough run on him to really actually try to complete a slider, so I didn't really want to attempt it. But no, I mean, I tried different lines. The car didn't like anything else, and I mean, it didn't really like it anywhere there towards the end, so I just kind of stuck where I was.
Absolutely. Well, nothing wrong with a solid second place run, but still sucks being the bridesmaid here in this one. But Dustin, a great run, a great drive, a lot of laps led. Who do you got to thank here for such a great run in this super late model series race?
Yeah, everybody on Mud Duck, Majula Say Speed Shop, Shiftworks Transmissions, Spartan Transportation. I mean, basically everybody on the car. They all put in the work to help get speed. Thanks for broadcasting, and Stars for putting this on, and Wes for racing McLean. It reminds me of old times too.
Absolutely. That's exactly what he said, as well as a little bit of old times. Now you guys are on different teams. It's still like you guys are, we're back into the old days there, running with each other there on the old HRT team.
Oh, yeah.
Beauty. Well, Dustin, congratulations on a great race, a great run, and a solid second place finish. Back-to-back podiums here for you. Hopefully we'll see you back out here next Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you have a little bit better of luck, and hopefully we'll see that 30 ride back up here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, me too.
Beauty, have yourself a wonderful night and rest of your evening.
You too, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Dustin Lehman, as Lehman coming home here in position number 2. A great race, a great run, and a great drive there out of the 30 riders. We're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher. It's the 11 ride of Shane Yates, as Yates still parked down here on the front stretch. Still getting his photo taken down here, as we're going to get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. General Kenobi, how I end up here? I don't know, General Kenobi. I don't know how you ended up here, but I'm glad you did over there on the YouTube channel, my boy. I'm glad to see you up here in the chat. That's for dang certain. If you guys haven't already, over on YouTube, Facebook, Kick, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button. Hit that like button, the share button, and, put it out to the whole world here as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 11 machine of Shane Yates, as he comes home here in that third spot. Hey, Shane, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Shane, my boy, a great run, a great race, a late entry into the series here. You come in, you have a lot of fast cars, a lot of tough competition, and we saw you battle and duke it out there for quite a while, with, Brian Wax and Brandon Gibbs. We saw a lot of good drivers right there. Joey Reeder as well with you as you guys duked it out there for that third, fourth, fifth position out there on the racetrack. Slowly but surely, you're able to take that spot away, jump into third, and hold it right there as a solid podium finish here for you on the evening.
Yeah, I had a rough start back there and got behind. But at the end, the track was so slick that the guys in front of you pretty much had to make a big mistake to try to pass them. And Dustin and Wesley, they didn't make too many mistakes. So, it's just take home a third place.
Absolutely, man. Nothing wrong with a solid podium finish here with so much talent out there on the racetrack, so many good drivers. And here you are up here in that third position at the end of the evening for your first race here with the Stars Motorsports 3D Racing Series as you park it up here on the podium. First night in, a tough racetrack, a tough race, and a lot of tough competition, man. It's got to feel pretty dang good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Dustin, I ain't raced with Dustin probably, I'd say, a year, man. Me, him, and Wesley would race nonstop, man, side by side all the time, and it feels good racing them guys again. They're pretty clean drivers.
Absolutely, man. Definitely looked like you guys were having a lot of fun, a lot of good battles out there on the racetrack. But end of the day, man, a solid third place run, a solid finish here for yourself in that Premier Racing Setups ride. Shane, who do you want to thank here for such a great run, strong performance, and great race here at Federated Auto Parts Raceway?
Thank my team, Premier Racing Setups, Flood Drive. I want to thank all them guys over there, for helping me out. And I want to thank Scott for letting me join the league in short notice, and you for broadcasting, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, my boy. Absolutely, homie. Always love to see you out there on the racetrack, and always love to see you up here in the broadcast booth. Hopefully, we'll see you down here next week as well for both races, and hopefully, we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yes, you as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Shane Yates as he comes home here in position number 3, man. What a run, what a race, and what a drive there out of the 11 ride as he comes home there in position number 3, man. A great run, a great race here by all these drivers, man. A lot of good action out there. A few big wrecks, a few crazy side-by-side 3-wide, 4-wide battles out there on the racetrack that we got to really enjoy here. A lot of very, very good racing, hard-fought races here. Back-to-back ones, and it's a ton of fun, ton of great racing action by all these drivers. Rich says, way to go, Shane Yates. Thanks for putting this on. Absolutely, my boy Rich. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the Peacemaker crew and, enjoying the show here on Peacemaker Gaming. As, man, you've been absolutely lovely to have up in the chat. Awesome to always talk with you up here. Huge thank you to the rest of the fans in the stands that tuned in here tonight, tuned in to, watch these drivers duke it out, go to battle, and put on a show here for us as all the eyes in the skies watching these guys have some fun out there on the racetrack is always nice to see, man. And seeing you guys up in the chat always puts a smile on my face. So I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the shares, the comments, everyone just lurking. Anyone that came in with, being a subscriber and hitting that resubscribe button. Everyone that came in with the star donations. Cannot thank you guys enough, man. And if you guys want to help out a little bit more, check out that sub button over there on Facebook. It's the cost of basically a Happy Meal a month. It's not a whole lot, but that's the big thing that we're trying to work on is building up that subscriber base. The more and more subscribers we can build is the more and more likely we may have an opportunity in the future of maybe going full-time content creator, and that means, nonstop gaming throughout the day. We're going to be doing, 10, 12, 13 hours of content every single day if we can have that opportunity of going full time. And hopefully someday, sometime in, probably the the distant future, we'll have that opportunity to go full-time. But check out that sub button, become part of the Peacemaker Sub Club, you know, an exclusive group where, you know, you get to join a group with just me and the other subscribers of the channel, and you get to, you know, become part of an exclusive group and get some pretty cool exclusive things, a little bit of one-on-one time with me. You know, we can direct message, we can jump into Skype calls and Discord calls and, you know, just hang out. We're going to start doing some other cool things as well. We have some videos there as well where, you know, we try out different Monster Energy drinks and other things. We were doing some pretzels and stuff as well where we were trying those out and putting videos on there for all the subscribers to watch, and just some exclusive content that, you know, we normally don't put on to the main page and let everyone else enjoy it. So all the subscribers enjoy it. So if you want to become part of that exclusive group, make sure you hit that sub button and become part of the Peacemaker crew today, part of the Peacemaker Sub Club. As unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there on that note as the evening has come to a close. The racing has finished, as unfortunately we're going to be calling it here on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being a part of the show, man. Absolutely. I just want to buy everyone scrap. Laugh out loud. Hey, man, scrap is good money, man. Scrap is definitely good money. There's always great money in scrap, and scrap cars, scrap metal, scrap whatever, man. It's always some good money on the scrap stuff, man. 100% some good money there with scrap. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Much love, much appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys all back here tomorrow night. Another huge night of racing action tomorrow evening as we get ready for the second race of the Sim 500 TNA Motorsports Dirt Street Stock Series. We're looking at 40+ dirt street stocks coming in. I own a yard in Watertown. Okay, Rich. Okay, that's pretty dope. Just in Watertown. Okay, that's not too far. That's just across the border, so that's not too far for me. But the border is always a pain in the butt to get across, that's for certain. But one of these days we'll head down there. Maybe we'll try to link up and try to meet up somewhere, Rich. 100%, my boy. 100%. We'll try to get a little meetup going somewhere down there, and we got a lot of other fans in New York and stuff like that too that we could hopefully maybe try to get a big crew together and have a great big, you know, meeting, a big group, you know, meetups, something like that kind of deal. Would be really, really cool to do. Would be really neat to see and do. So that's 100% going to happen. 100% going to happen. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. Unfortunately, I got to get ready to start going to work. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys all tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace out, baby. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a race. What a show. Let's go, baby. Oh, that was great. What a show right there by these drivers. Woo!
Got so much weight on my shoulders, enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts, just beware of the thorns. You got a glimpse, and you can't resist, luring you in closer. Guess I got a jinx. You want an honest man, but don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again.